I'm laughing. It's so hard doing these videos. It's a skill, just like playing guitar. My name is Richard Kronice, and my website is ShoshinGuitarist.com. SHOSHIN Guitarist.com. Thank you so much for dropping by. Today we're going to talk about what do you do with a Trebly guitar. This is Sunny. That's what I called her. I bought her because she had a bright voice. I forgot that she needs to have a balanced voice. So let's listen to Sunny as I play Plastic Jesus on her, and you can assess her sound. This is with a thin .38 pick. How's that sound to you? The theory is if you use a thicker pick, that the bassiness may come out a bit more, so we'll use a thicker pick. This is, I think, a .5 pick. So this is my journey trying to take a Trebly guitar and make it happier. Ultimately, if you buy a guitar, it is what it is. You can adjust it a bit by increments, maybe 5–10%, but it's built to do a certain thing. So how did I deal with this Trebly guitar? When I first purchased it, it was strung with 10s. And I came to learn it was strung with 10s. I took it to the luthier or guitar technician that I use, and he looked at it and said, "It has 10s." I said, "Yeah, what should we give it?" He says, "Put 12s on it." So we put 12s on it, and I did a video on that. Is the sound noticeably different? Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bassier. So in my journey, what's my next thing that I would do with this? Well, in theory, you can it's some sort of Nashville tuning method, credited to Nashville. I didn't do it because I don't have money to throw around, but the theory is that you can, is this a 52 gauge string, 54? The theory is that you can put some 12s on it, and then get a thicker string for this, and it makes it bassier. So if you have the money, or if you can actually set up your own guitar, that's certainly an option to go. Another option that you can do is that you can strum differently. And so here's, again, we're on standard E tuning. Here's just basic strumming. This is in the sound hole with a thin pick, a .38 pick. And the theory is if you go to a thicker pick, you might get a thicker sound. I mentioned this before. Let's listen to this. Maybe. Let's go back to the thin pick. Another method you can use just to experiment with sounds, which I think is a good one you can do with any guitar. You can use the sound hole. You can move down the neck, which is actually feels like up the neck. Go beyond the sound hole, go to here. So here's the sound hole. And then you have this. I think that does make it sound deeper, but I just can't see myself strumming there indefinitely. And by the way, you can also strum up here. So sound hole, down the neck, which is actually to the left. And for variety. So within limits, that can make your sounds more interesting. You can get a tad bassier than that. Also, there's the thick pick technique. But what I came to discover, courtesy of this Hohner HW400, where I was feeling a little bit disappointed in what it did, it was doing exactly what it was built to do with its laminated spruce top, is that you can go into a different tuning. Now, I'm going to change this from the standard E tuning that it's in. I'm going to lower it to D. I'll try not to be too slow about it. As I was saying, this is a signal to myself where I should edit this video. I had, if you take a Trebly guitar, any guitar, in this case a Hohner HW400, you can change the tuning. And this guitar opened up that whole thing for me, that I've learned that, okay, if standard tuning starting with an E doesn't work, then maybe do a drop D tuning. That's what this is. And then all of a sudden, things sound deeper. Now, this is a D. Whoops, that's not a D. I know it's not the same as the song that, Plastic Jesus that I was playing before, but let's listen to this. This is the way it was before. And it still is, but now that you've got a drop D, it can sound like this. And then if you go to a thicker pick, it can sound perhaps even better. All I can tell you is that the journey on this guitar, I went from 10s to 12s, got a little bit better. You can use a different pick, thick versus thin. Thicker is better for a bit more bassiness. There's also the Nashville technique where you can take one of the strings, and if it's supposed to be a 52, like 10s to a 52, you can make it to a 54, I don't know, maybe even a 56, and it's bassier. That's one thing, but that means money and some guitar setup skills. And ultimately, go to a different tuning. And I'm really enjoying drop D. Again. So I took a different voice for it, just going drop D. I think the most common non-standard tuning is open G tuning, as done by Keith Richards, Rolling Stones, and others. And there's the ever-popular Dad-Gad, which sounds really nice on this. So if you have a guitar that sounds too trebly, learn to live with it, see how it sounds with heavier strings, use a thicker pick, and ultimately experiment with drop D tuning. And I think that you will be pleased. My name is Richard Cronice, and my website is Shoshin Guitarist, SHOSHIN Guitarist.com. I am an advanced beginner trying to become an intermediate, and I thank you so much for dropping by. Have a great day. Thanks a lot.